I have been itching to make a more critical video that doesn't have to just do with me putting fragrances in front of you so you can buy them. I've actually had this topic in my list of topics that I keep in a note on my phone for weeks, if not maybe a couple months now. I just didn't know how to quite flesh it out, but here we are, finally did. So I've got some critical thoughts to share with you. Buckle up. I've been a fragrance enthusiast for the better part of almost a decade now. And that is mainly equating to me having this YouTube channel and sharing my enthusiasm with you. So yeah, obviously I've turned my enthusiasm into a platform where I share my opinions, my observations, and most importantly, my experience. Over the years, I've seen the term expert thrown around quite a bit, meaning me and other reviewers with as much experience reviewing fragrances can be considered fragrance experts. Honestly, I've always had concerns with this idea because next to perfumers, I don't feel like a fragrance expert. However, I have had to accept that over the several years that I've been immersed in this world, I essentially have about as much experience as an official perfume critic. We have both smelled and evaluated thousands of fragrances with a critical nose and have shared our observations and experiences in one way or another. The only difference is that I am not necessarily seeking to make the critique of perfumes my passion. I don't really see that as what I'm doing here. I'm a person just like you who likes interesting fragrances, and I like to share what I like with the world. Simple as that. Now, there's many people, probably yourself included, come to fragrance reviews looking for information they don't yet have in order to inform their decision-making process when it comes to fragrances they will or will not buy. Pretty simple, right? But honestly, the vast majority of the fragrance audience here on YouTube is not necessarily looking for information. They're looking for instructions rather than seeking to be educated in a way that allows them to make their own critical decisions about fragrances. They look for experts with large followings who can theoretically tell them what to do in order to achieve a desired outcome. I could easily be mistaken for one of these experts. So whether that outcome is getting compliments, dropping the panties, or finding the strongest fragrances in existence, this type of viewer is not concerned with the how nor the why. And this is what I mean by them not seeking to do the critical thinking for themselves. They're looking for the experts to do it for them. Now, this is nothing new and far from exclusive to the fragrance space. So up to this point, I'm sure there are many of you watching this video and thinking,
this is ridiculous. I don't relate to this at all.
And it sounds like you may not be the stereotypical viewer of fragrance content, which I believe is a good thing. It means you're a thinker and you're not a sheep. So what is this video all about? Well, I can sum it up in two words: how to. Fragrance content that focuses on the what, which is fragrances and what they can do for you, and does not focus on the why nor the how, is not in fact how-to content. Not to say that it doesn't have any value, but it definitely may not have much substance. Think about it. In a top 10 fragrances to make her want to eat you video, what is the messaging? Is it some fragrances have the ability to bolster your attraction, and here's why? Or is it buy these fragrances to achieve this result? I think you know the answer. Who is actually being served here? Is it the viewer or is it the creator? In fact, if a piece of fragrance content does not teach about perfume ingredient profiles and origins, an overview of the career path of a perfumer in the industry, a technical analysis of a particular perfume or a comparison between one or more perfumes, etc., then it is not how-to content. It is entertainment, which is fine. It's just everywhere. Now, the educational topics I just listed probably sound incredibly uninteresting to you, maybe even boring, at least to most of you. And honestly, I'm not surprised by that at all, and I don't blame you at all. That is how niche this niche can be. Now, I have made content over the years that focuses on ideas and topics like those to varying degrees, and I have enjoyed it. But a majority of the content that you see on this channel revolves around one thing: my taste. And that one thing applies to just about every other reviewer you see on YouTube. We share our taste. Now, I know some of you might be feeling one thing right now, and that is is,
That's obvious.
and I feel the same way. But here's what I found. Any reviewer, including myself, who is not publishing educational fragrance content is also not actually offering expertise. They are merely offering their taste. And it happens to be their taste in perhaps the most subjective medium that we can interface with, scent. All of this is okay. In fact, it's actually really, really beautiful as long as you can tell the difference between expertise and taste. There is not a single person on this earth who can experience a fragrance, personally enjoy it, and subsequently guarantee you that you will feel the same way they did about it. If they do guarantee you, or if they fail to tell you that you actually may feel differently than they did, honestly, I would hesitate to trust that person. The dangerous thing about guarantees is that they are so attractive. It is such an easy way to hook someone in, to wrap them up, and to keep them coming back for more. But it usually doesn't go deeper than the surface because the guarantees are usually false. Let's be real. There's not a single guarantee I could give you about a single fragrance. Not if you'll like it or not like it, not if it will last a long time on you or it won't last a long time on you, not if it will make other people like you and get you compliments, or no one will notice or no one will say anything at all. I think you already know this, but there's some that don't. So saying you need these 10 fragrances because fill in the blank is a lie, because you don't. Firstly, you don't need fragrances. Secondly, as I just said, there's no guarantee you'll even like them, which makes them absolutely useless to you if you don't like them. Don't be fooled. 10 fragrances you need because fill in the blank is not a proclamation based on expertise. It is an opinion and perhaps a desire for attention. Again, this is totally okay. This is the world we live in, and it's fine as long as you can tell the difference. I cannot tell you what you will like, nor what you should like in general. That is honestly not my job. That's your job. The only nose I have and ever will have is this weird looking one. So when it comes to top 10 or any kind of list video under a theme that I might be presenting to you, my experience is all of the expertise that I can offer, and it's hardly the tip of the iceberg in terms of what your experience might be should you choose to try that same fragrance. Now, if you have a track record of enjoying my recommendations, then I understand how my informed experience could be valuable to you, and I'm so grateful for that. It's my biggest hope that my experience will simply help to inform your own. But if you're new or relatively new to trying recommendations from other people, other reviewers, I implore you to go into it expecting to not love what is being offered.
And hopefully you do this by way of samples and not full bottles.
Leave room for surprise. There are no facts in taste. It's all opinion. So just make sure you can tell the difference. No one can tell you how to love what you love in this hobby, no matter how many followers they may have. And with that, let me know what you think down in the comments. And thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.